And good morning. Welcome to Today Tatr Races presented by Fidelity First. I'm Stanton Salter along with oddsmaker Keith Fustel. Live horse racing here on Monday at Laurel Park for the rest of the year. And we should have a strong simulcast signal today. Hopefully we'll have a nice handle. 11 races today. Some upset winners yesterday. So means we'll have a nice little carryover in that 20-cent Rainbow Pick 6 today.
Yeah, Flint Stites ran 1-2.
And the feature for two-year-old fillies.
Two-year-olds, the allowance sprinting. $22. Snake Frock with a winner yesterday.
First off the claim for P&H Stables.
Yeah.
So,
and Summer Frock on the turf for Ollie Figgins snuck away at a good price, and Mary Epler rolled up there for second at 22-1. Hug a Tree at a big price. Completed a nice exacta there.
Good to see the X-Man get the win yesterday.
Nice ride on that horse.
Nice ride on Summer Frock. So let's get right to it. Let's show you the nice carryover we have in a Pick 6 today. There it is. I'm going to play a ticket. I might play I have a $57 on-air ticket. I might play a bigger ticket than that. $6,443 carryover. Starts in race 6 today on our big 11-race card. We have a bunch of big fields on the world-class turf course. So exciting action here today at Laurel Park. We have a big day coming up for you. Saturday, November 11th. This is going to be a special day here at Laurel Park. It's Ben's Cat Day at Laurel Park. Celebrate the life and legacy of the champion Ben's Cat. Saturday, November 11th. You get a free bobblehead. A free Ben's Cat bobblehead if you buy a program, complimentary poster, autograph session with his connections, the Hall of Famer King T. Leatherberry, all his jockeys, Julian Pimentel, Trevor McCarthy, Jeremy Rose, Rosemary Homeister is going to be in town.
Okay.
This is going to be a big day to celebrate the life and legacy of Ben's Cat.
Gone too soon, a well-deserved day. A tribute to Ben's Cat, and not just him, to King, everybody surrounding this horse that kept him the way he was able to kind of come out year after year after year. Looking forward to a really, really good afternoon. Ben's Cat Day, Saturday, November the 11th. Make sure what a great giveaway, the bobblehead. That's awesome.
The bobblehead is Veterans Day as well. We'll have a special 12 noon post that day for Veterans Day and Ben's Cat Day. 6 stake races as well. So November 11th shaping up to be a big day. We have the Bruin Bourbon Classic also in November. That's on November 18th. Breeders' Cup right around the corner. But let's get right to it here. Big 11-race card today. Beautiful conditions. It's a little overcast today, but we're fast and firm. I think both surfaces should be perfect today.
Yeah, they look very good. Outside still pretty good on this dirt course. Main track fast, turf firm. Yeah, 70s, partly cloudy right now. And a little smattering, some drops here and there this morning in the Baltimore region, Baltimore, D.C. region. And once again, Monday card, it didn't look as glaring as last week, but morning lines, bear with us a little bit too. They were computer generated for this race card. Maybe we can run a scroll later, and I'll go through with you with ones that I think that are kind of really off base, and we can maybe straighten those up as we go along on this afternoon's racing card. So morning line, computer generated for this Monday card.
All right, good stuff here. Let's take a look here. Race 1 is going to kick off the Rolling Super High 5. Yes, it will. Yep, 8-horse field here in the opener. Every race with 7 or more horses, we have that Rolling Super High 5 with a low 15% takeout. If they don't hit it in the opener, it'll carry over to the next race with 7 or more. Also, race 1 kicks off your early Pick 5. Both Pick 5s here at Laurel Park have that industry low 12% takeout. The early Pick 5 always starts race 1. It's always a mandatory payout. Let's take a look at the opener. We're going 7 furlongs on the main track here in race 1. Filly Mares claiming 10,000, never won 2 lifetime. And I'm going to go with the leading trainer here, Claudio Gonzalez, with the 2 hashtag selfie 5-1 morning line. Probably be a little bit lower than that. Joe Moore Torres rides his 3-year-old filly today. Torres and Gonzalez, they're a very solid 24% together with a positive ROI. And I think hashtag selfie is better going 7 furlongs. Broker Maiden going 2 turns here at Laurel this past July against Maiden 16,000 company. I think the 5.5 race last out too short for this filly. She can't go that fast early. That was in the slop as well. She's 0 for 2 in the slop. I think hashtag selfie much better going 7 furlongs today.
Yeah, we had a key scratch. This was a later scratch. Color and Colonel was scratch number 8 out of this race. I thought could have been a little bit maybe part of the pace flow. Hashtag selfie. I think you're right, Stan. Better of 7 furlongs, maybe to a mile and a 16th. There's not a lot of speed in here. She's not really super quick, but she's quick enough where I think she's going to maybe be able to go ahead and clear this field, especially now with the scratch. I go to the 7, though, Redeeming Love. I think this horse is improving steadily for trainer Mary Epler Barn coming back alive. Last race at Delaware, I liked a little bit of change of tactics. They got this horse to relax a little bit early and finish. She was a little bit more one-dimensional early on in her career. The winner, came back to win and substantiated that last performance and came back to around almost a 60 buyer. That final time, the other October 11th at Delaware, 111, was clearly much quicker. Starter fillies and mares went 12 flat.
Right.
That was a quick race, all things considered, on that race card. I like the way this horse finished up. I think she gets first run on the speed. 7 furlongs might be a touch too far, but she's cycling in the right direction. The 7, Redeeming Love, and you bet down early, and probably will come down a little bit off of that 6-1, no doubt.
I like her. I use her in the exact. I think the 7-pound bug rider, Franklin Sabalo, is one of our better bug riders around here. He should get a nice trip stalking on the outside there with the 7. We both like the 4 a little bit as well here. The 4, Jana Lee for trainer Joe Meyer. The race 3 starts to go here at Laurel Park, going 7 furlongs at this 10,002 life level. That was a good second.
Yep.
Then they tried the turf going long. That starter lounge last out too tough, but a decent third going a mile last out against 25,000. Starter allowance company takes a drop here today. Xavier Perez on the 4, Jana Lee.
Last few dirt races haven't been bad, so we got kind of in over our head at Timonium against Next Best Thing. Falls a little further back. Wants things quicker up front. She wants a pace to run at, but I think she can kind of come in there for a piece. Yep.
They put the blinkers back on the 1 Important, who you have in the exact. Yeah. This horse gets back to the level where she should be. Broker Maiden going 2 turns against Maiden 10 here at Laurel Park. Was claimed by Ted Mayer that day. They tried allowance company the couple races. Now back down to her level. Blinkers go back on. Tough inside post, though, breaking from the 1 hole, going 7 furlongs.
Yeah, speed is not really her game, so she'll draft back off of the pace as well. She's got the stamina certainly built up. I liked a little bit of a turn back in the blinkers going back on. Horse, it ran okay and a little bit of an improved effort off the claim against Better in that state bred off of that Maiden 10 race, but I don't know what happened last time. Didn't run a step, negative inside possibly. Should revert back to a little bit better form on this drop-in class.
Okay, race 1 kicks off your early pick 5. Let's take a look here at the second race. We kick off the early pick 4 here in race 2. It's going 6 furlongs on the main track, claiming 16,000 for 2-year-old fillies. And you like the early pick 4 here. You have a ticket. Let's take a look here.
It's second race. A little bit of a head scratcher. Going to get us started off 4 deep. Go with the 2, 3, 4, and 6. Like the way Wayne Potts' filly, Top Hat Tizzy, overcame early adversity to win. 2 deep in the third race, the 1 and the 7. Not an easy race. We're just trying to narrow down, get this ticket to be affordable at $32. Fourth race, 2, 3, 4, and 13. 13 is going to take a lot of play there, but you're going to take a short price on a barn. They don't, about 10, 12%. It looks like the horse to beat and will be nowhere near that 10-1 morning line. Probably be about 9-5 when it's all said and done. 2 deep in the 5th with the 1, Catane, first off the claim, and the 3, the return of Honor the Fleet.
I'm excited to talk about race 5 when we get there. That's a nice 2 other than allowance feature of the day there in the 5th race. Honor the Fleet, Catane, Dr. Blarney in there for Carl Grusmark. That's a good race. Let's take a look though here at race 2. We have a video spotlight on the 2, Top Hat Tizzy. Good looking debut win here at Laurel Park against Maiden 16. Well spotted here today for the second race.
Yeah, the part of the entry that stayed in. You see the horse to its outside just kind of comes in. And takes a left and knocks this horse off stride. Pretty much, boom. Takes a little bit to recover, but does. Jen Miller does a good job just staying on. And we're going to pick this race up from the 3 ace pole. And we know September 22nd, through that whole period, coming back from Timonium, almost to right now, outside has been good. But this horse relaxed nicely. She got this horse able to relax and make it a nice sustain, circling 5 to 6 wide advance. Goes by some dueling leaders at the head of the stretch. A little shift in, a little bit green there. But switches off to the correct lead and kind of just steadily opens up to the 8th pole. Wins clear by about a length and a half. Grecian Dancer, that's probably the negative. I thought Grecian Dancer would come back and run a little bit better than what she did. But Top Hat Tizzy, proven off the debut run. Some questionable speed types in front of her in here. a good combo here, Potts and Miller. They're scoring. They're doing well with the younger horses as well.
They are, yeah. Potts having a decent fall meet here. And how about this Tiz Now filly? A good-looking debut win there against Maiden 16. There has to be a hole in her somewhere. Tiz Now is a $60,000 sire. They got this filly for $8,500. They put her in for Maiden 16 in the debut. She wins.
Yep.
Now she's right back in for 16. So they're doing a good job putting her in spots where she can win. You just have to think there's a hole somewhere. But that was a good-looking debut win. She's going to have to come from off the pace once again probably today.
Yep.
The Bug Girl's going to have to maybe navigate through some traffic down there on the inside. I use her in my top 4. I'm going with the 6, Princess A Go-Go. You probably know why I'm picking this filly on top, just from a pure fitness perspective alone. Princess A Go-Go, a nice win going a mile last out to Breaker Maiden at Delaware, won by 7 3/4 going away. A good second the time before going a mile and 70. Now cuts back to 6 furlongs. So I think this 2-year-old filly by Hugo is going to be rolling late here for Hammy Smith and Alex Centron.
Yeah, no doubt. Blinkers went on an improvement. Romeo is going to be my top selection for Corrales. We've called him a couple times now on the drop. He's pretty good, 26% coming back to the dirt. Broke his maiden for 25 against Simonella, who's been competitive for 40.
Yep.
That's good enough for me. I'm not sure that Romeo has to have the lead either with some stone cold speed to the outside and analyze your spending. I don't want this horse involved in an early duel.
Yeah, you hope that synthetic experiment up there at Woodbine didn't knock her off her game too much, because she had a nice looking win last June here at Laurel Park against Maiden 25. So anything close to that effort, Romeo will be awfully tough. The 3, Crazy Alexis, 2 for 2 right now for trainer Hugh McMahon. 1 going a half mile at Timonium, 1 in the slop last out, going 6 furlongs at Delaware. So her confidence has to be high. I'll throw her into the exacta.
Yeah, stretched out perfectly from the half mile to 3/4 at Delaware. Handled an off track, a sealed sloppy surface, and just took dead aim and rolled on by. Analyze your spending. So she's going to take the target of her again this afternoon. What a value. $1,000 purchase. Yeah, these El Padrinos, all they do is run. I mean, they win early. Yeah. Stallion's doing well.
Up and coming stallion up there in Pennsylvania. Yeah, we like to have him down here in Maryland, Northview. What are you doing with him up there in Pennsylvania? Send him to Cecil County. All right, let's take a look here at the 3rd race. We get to the turf here in the 3rd race, going a mile and a 16th on the bowl game. Turf course rail at 17 feet. It's claiming 7,500. Philly and Maris 3 and up. We have a video spotlight here. My top pick, Abracadabra. Not going to fool me today. She fooled me last time, and she went off 9-5. That was surprising as well last out.
This was, I don't know who stepped in bet. I asked Joan. She said she didn't know. I don't know if I can believe my cousin or not. No. This horse got covered up and stretched back out. Had a good effort over route of ground at Tampa a while back. But, man, Toledo got this horse to relax, set up just behind horses. All she had to do was run the last 1/4 of a mile, and boy, does she do it. I mean, she's very eager to the wire. It's going to have to kind of, get that trip again. I don't think she wants to sit outside horses, stretching out even a little bit further. But that was a little bit of an eye-catching move, that last, 3/16 for Abracadabra last time out.
Yeah, I thought that was impressive. Toledo right back on her today for Joan Reynolds. I use the 8 Abracadabra on top here. Let's take a look at your top pick, the 1 Rhythm Queen should get a ground-saving trip here on the inside for Jane Sibeli and Daniel Centeno. Just didn't like her last race, last out up there at Meadowlands.
Well, you like Flight Pattern. You got to like her, I believe. Flight Pattern got the best of her, but she had a tougher trip from outside. That mile run at Meadowlands, not a big run of that first turn, but I think did her in. The return back, this jockey-trainer combo almost stole one with a big upset the other day. Decent price, I should say. Sibeli and Centeno. I like this horse moving back to the inside. This horse is going to pop back up and run a big one somewhere from mid-pack.
Should get a good trip from the inside. I went against her. She was the beaten favorite at Monmouth. Didn't run well last out at Meadowlands, but Sibeli does well here at Laurel. We know that. 3 wins so far this fall meet here for the Sibeli barn. We both like the 7. That's Flight Pattern. You get the Hall of Famer Edgar Prado aboard. Blinkers on this David Nunn filly. An okay 3rd last out coming out of that same race as Rhythm Queen.
Yeah, I mean, maybe she's not quite what she was back in the spring, early part heading towards the summer. Trying to get that focus on. She's not quite sustaining like she was. But yeah, Flight Pattern I don't think can be dismissed as either the taller sister, the other David Nunn runner looks solid.
I throw the 3 in there. Enigma. I think the computer got these odds a little wrong. 20-1 too big on this filly. A good 2nd last out behind Abracadabra. Abracadabra is going to be one of the favorites, and we might get a decent price here on the 3 Enigma with Sheldon Russell aboard for Billy Campbell.
Yeah, held well last time out. looking at things, Stan, it doesn't look like a ton of
No.
speed again. So it could relax a little bit and take them a little bit further. I like that move, stretching out, getting that extra ground. It just seems to work for me.
Yep.
I mean, if they back up at a mile, I actually like them a little bit better at the mile and a 16th
And we might get a
in these situations.
decent price here with the 6. Holy Scat comes out of the
Yeah.
same abracadabra race. Was third in that race. Centron, Kieran McGee, maybe 6-1. That's the morning line here for the 6. Holy Scat. It's a nice betting race here. And in the third, if I'm playing an early pick 5, which I think I will, I'm probably 4 or 5 deep here in this race.
That looks almost. You have to do that
Yep.
in that race. Yep.
All right, let's take a look here. Race 4 kicks off the middle. Pick 4. We're going 5.5 furlongs on the Acceler Turf Course rail at 70 feet, claiming 16,000 filly mares. Never won 2 lifetime, and I go with the far outside. We both do here. The 13 Standard Deal looks like a layover here in this race for trainer Kenny Decker. Gets the 7-pound apprentice Luis Rodriguez, who had a win yesterday here at Laurel Park. This horse, a very good second last out back in July here at Laurel against a much tougher 25,000 start allowance field. Good second with a 70 buyer. Anything close to that's much the best in here. She's been freshened since then. You see only 1/2 mile work September here at Laurel Park. But Kenny Decker with this kind of move, coming off this kind of freshening, 17% with a positive ROI. This filly has a little speed. Hopefully she breaks well and gets in good contention early.
Yeah, 21-2, 43-4 in a horse like Misty on point, who came and got her. Yeah, it looks like an all or nothing type. I mean, you look at her numbers on the turf; they kind of just leaps and bounds better than the rest of the field. But this is horse racing. That's why they run the race.
Yep.
I would not go ahead and single this horse. Maybe on one ticket and then spread on the others if you think she's that good, because she's going to be an awfully shorter price. Nowhere close, as we said, to that 10-1.
All right.
Gets sudden hope's pretty quick, and there's some other horses in here with a little bit of speed. I'm also going to use the 4 Needy Rides again. I like to turn back in distance, second off the claim, little freshening since June for Mark Reed. I think this horse will make a run and will lightning strike twice for Take a Shot. Ran big off in the debut run, was bet down. Now they protect off of the layoff, looking for things to get hot and heavy up front for the 2 Take a Shot. And they, like I say, they protect this horse. They wanted to give her away 14-5 the first time out. Not today.
Yep. I throw a long shot into the exacta, maybe the 11 Pompano for trainer Hugh McMahon. This 3-year-old filly by Great Notion makes her turf debut today. I love the Great Notions on the turf. He's a very, very good turf sire. This filly showed speed last out, going 7 furlongs against Nickel 2 Life. Got tired that day. But if she can show speed on the outside here with Katie Davis aboard for Hugh McMahon, if the filly likes the turf a little bit, this is a soft group. I think the 11 Pompano could be a live long shot here for strong connection.
This race kind of has, as we say in the press box, blow up written all over it. This favorite is not a lead pipe cinch, and you go away from her, there's lots of options in the 4th.
The Royal Brown hopefully gets a better trip today. Had a brutal trip last out, facing winners for the first time, but had a sharp maiden win back in July here at Laurel Park. Hopefully Centron gets on this filly today for the first time. Hopefully he can get a good break, and Royal Brown's speed could carry her a long way if she can break on top here.
No doubt.
All right, nice little turf sprint there. And race 4 to kick off that middle pick 4. Here we go, race 5, one of our allowance features of the day. A nice 2 other than allowance feature. Optional claiming 25,000, going 7 furlongs on the main track. Let's take a look here at Honor the Fleet here at Laurel Park. Video spotlight from July 22nd in the Concern Stakes. A very good second this day behind the heavy favorite No Dozing.
No Dozing, I believe, was off of a little bit of a return for Delacour. I don't think he did that well yesterday in New York, but I thought this was a solid effort. Went head-to-head, nose-to-nose around the turn. Decent internals, 23.45 before 3/4 and 10. Honor the Fleet almost looks like got a short lead turning for home. Just was no match. No Dozing's pretty good horse. Was clear of the 3rd-place finisher. Little trouble at Delaware, freshened up and ready to go. This horse ran big first time out, actually against the grain of the racetrack. Not a ton of speed. I expect Honor the Fleet to be pretty forward in here I think he's ready for the return. The works indicate he's ready. I like him at the 7 furlong distance.
I respect him. I use him in the exact. You're going against the doctor here, Dr. Blarney. Ran okay on the turf last out. I don't think turf's his main game. He's over 2 on the turf, but he'd won 4 in a row before that, going up to Suffolk for trainer Carl Grusmark. Won at Finger Lakes, and then won a couple at Suffolk. Won a nice allowance race at Delaware, going to turn September 9th. The little turf experiment last out, maybe just a tightener for this horse, but I think he should be very good going 7 furlongs based on his that 4-win win streak he had. Tammy Pierre Marini in town to ride. Dr. Blarney, I'll put that horse on top.
Yeah, I mean, a cool horse. 11 for 16. He's just a king up there, no doubt. Up at Suffolk and Finger Lakes. Yeah, big race at Delaware. He's going to have his running shoes on today. There's some chiseled seasoned horses in here. Negrito, Honor the Fleet, and Catane to the rail. Catane did not really, run that well off of the layoff from May to October, but Jonathan Maldonado says, hey, I'm going to reach in and grab you, and I'm not going to give you back for a tag. Comes back to a tough spot. I'm assuming this horse is indicating all systems go. Catane can sit back and circle. That's his best option in this race. I think he can fire a big one, and you always got to respect Negrito. He just keeps on chugging along at the age of 6. Got away, a little bit an easier field last time. These are better horses than what he faced, but he's run well in the 2 other than condition before. Kieran will have him right.
Yeah, Kieran had a sharp win with him first off the claim. Negrito, a 10-time winner here at Laurel Park, 3-time winner going 7 furlongs. He's a nice horse. I don't even use him in my top 4. I put the 7 Cozy Cat into my top 4. Had a good second last out of Charlestown. This race a lot tougher today. X-Man just going to have to get a good break and maybe get good stalking position out there in the outside in the clear.
I got to say, solid job racing office today. There's a nice card for this Monday card. You got this sitting right in the middle of your card, a nice little 2 other than. Huh?
Nice, yeah. We have a nice 3 other than later on in the card. All right, let's get a quick commercial break. We have a nice pick 6 today as well. Carryover almost 6,500. I have a ticket. Everybody should have a ticket. We'll start with that right after this. All right, welcome back today at the races presented by Fidelity. First, I'm Stan Salter, Keith Fustel, and what's going to be a beautiful afternoon for fall horse racing here in Maryland. 11 live races for you today. Let's start with the 20-cent Rainbow Pick 6, starting here in race 6 on our 11-race program. Nice carryover today, $6,443 carryover in the pick 6. This will be well played. I think we'll get close to about 5,000, so it'll be around 10, 11,000 in there. It could be a nice signer for you on a Monday afternoon. I have a ticket. Let's take a look here. I originally had a $72 ticket, but I had to trim it down a little bit. I'm just going to go 4 deep here in race 6. This is a tough maiden 16 turf sprint. I'll use the 5-9. 11, 13. The 13's my top pick on the outside. That's Jarvis, right?
Draws in, yeah. So scratch the 7. It was a main track only in race 6. Scratch the 8, Sensational Notion. Scratch the 12, a Candlestick Nick. The 14, 15, and 16 are also out. So that brings in Jarvis, who's going to be probably the favorite off of that last race.
You get Edgar Prado to ride the 13. Jarvis going 4 deep there in race 7, using the 2, 3, 4, 5. Only 3 horses in races 8 and 9, and then I'm going to single. I'm not going against this guy anymore. Chad Brown. I'm going to single on Chad Brown there in race 10. That's a nice 2 other than allowance feature, going 9 furlongs on the turf, and the 6 Win Tartar there in race 10. Going to be one of your favorites, coming off a brief freshening. 1 last out against First Level Allowance Company, going long on the turf at Monmouth. Fergal Lynch rides Chad Brown 26% with horses coming back off this kind of layoff. Last race was in late July, so she hasn't been away too long. I'm going to key on the 6 Win Tartar there in race 10. Then race 11's a maiden 16, 5.5. I think I have the best 2 horses there. The 7 Rose Colored and the 9 Marvelous Martha. Going to be 2 of your favorites there in race 11. So a $57.60 ticket. I'm probably going to play a little bigger one than this one when it's all said and done.
This is a good sequence. I mean, I'm gonna step in. I think my man Vinny Perone's going to be coming out a little bit later.
Right.
We'll put together a ticket, as should you, for this pick six. What they said, we got over 6,000, almost 6,500 already to get you started in this pool for that 20-cent Rainbow Six pick six. I like the sequence. I'm glad you got a single. I mean, Lynch and Brown, they've been awfully tough together, but it's a good little sequence of races.
Hopefully I'm still live getting to race 10. Hopefully I'm live after race 6. I just went 4 deep here, so maiden 16, 3 and up, 5.5 on the bowl game. Rail at 17 feet, and I go way to the outside. The 13 Jarvis draws in for trainer John Hartzell Jr. Gets the Hall of Famer Edgar Prado to ride because Centeno was named. Centeno decides to ride a 10 Ramble Road for Delacour, but I'm going to go with 13 Jarvis. Just missed at this level last out. I like your comment there. Game in between horses in that September 24th race. That race, the first race this year for this horse, so his second race today off a long layoff. Should get a nice trip on the outside with Prado.
Yeah, he certainly had a lot of chances. He ran awfully big. Does he come back off of that race? He's got even some bigger numbers on the page. And you're right, talking about morning line, the favorites. Ramble Road, certainly, I'm sure will draw a lot of play for Delacour with a nice win with that first horse transitioning to the turf yesterday. And Hartzell doing well. She rolls ran a big effort behind Crab Cakes in that sprint. We talked about this horse a couple weeks ago when the race was scratched off the turf. No, that's right. It stayed in, I think, the 8. I like the 4, Jammer. I think you might want to throw this horse in. If we get this horse home, we might be the single ticket.
You liked this horse last time on the turf.
I did on the turf.
That's right.
Bobby Leaf, this is going to be first-time Lasix now on the turf. The mare, Deliver the Roses, 4 for 12 on the grass, made $139,000. We just had the Maryland Million. That mare won the Maryland Turf Sprint, beating the boys a few years back at a big price at 20-1. Greek Sun, the sire, 18% with runners hitting the turf for the first time. Let's take a flyer on the 4, Jammer.
Yeah, Greek Sun, a Danzig sire, so some good turf pedigree notes there with the 4, Jammer. That's a live long shot there with Katie Davis aboard for Robert Leaf, Bobby Leaf Jr. So maybe throw the 4 in there at a nice price. I like well, I'm going to use the 11. I think the 11's a must-use. Big, bold Bach for trainer Cal Lynch. J.D. Acosta will ride. The horse had a wide trip 2 starts ago on a good turf course. But the start 4 races ago, breaking from the 1 hole on a firm turf course, a good third that day. Great captain who was second would come back to win. I think the 11, big, bold Bach, should get a nice trip on the outside. He'll run better today on a firm turf course than he did September 10th.
Yeah, Ramble Road, the 10 for Delacour. The only trial on the turf was a maiden special affair over the wintertime down at Tampa. Was bet both times, really didn't run too well, but regrouped as a first-time gelding now on the turf. Was gelded before that dirt race, but this is going to be the first time gelding on the turf. So maybe Ramble Road and Cape Apache, the 9 for Trombetta.
Yep.
I think turning back in distance, this horse is going to have any success. I think it's going to be sprinting on the turf.
Now, I throw the 5, Summer Run in there. Trainer Dale Capuano having a strong fall meet. 5 wins here for D-Cap. Jevion Toledo rides his 3-year-old son to put it back. A sharp effort first off the claim. Dale tried to get this horse on the turf last April in his first race off the claim, but a good second on the main track. He's had the whole summer off. Some decent works here at Laurel Park. You get Toledo aboard, blinkers on. The 5 Summer Run for good connections could be a nice price here in race 6. Yeah, I'm 4 deep using the 5, 9, 11, 13, but some of these horses on the inside, the 4 Jammer, the 2 Put 'em Up, showed a little speed last out on the main track. It's to the turf today for Lacey Gaudet. The 2 Put 'em Up could be dangerous down there on the inside.
Certainly looks like a spread race, which is what you did. Would you go 4 or 5 deep to kind of get
4 deep.
Yeah,
I'll be playing a bigger ticket than that.
Look at that angle for Dale, Stan. First blinkers, 18 horse sample, 44% with an ROI close to $6.
Yep.
Pretty strong.
Dale's
Robin Dancer, we know that's turf on the bottoms.
Yep. Dale's having a nice meet. So maiden 16, turf sprint there, turf scramble. Go deep there in race 6, so you get live in that Rainbow Pick 6. Let's take a look here at the 7th race to kick off the late Pick 5. No carryover today, but as always, that industry low 12% takeout on the late Pick 5. There was no carryover yesterday. What, it paid telephone numbers yesterday? Was 6,500 or something?
Yeah, it was
yesterday, big. The late Pick 5 paid. So, yeah, it starts rate 7 here. It's a nice 9-furlong turf route here on the Exceller. Rail at 70 feet, 25,000 starter allowance. Optional claiming 25,000 here to kick off this late pick 5. And I'll go with the 2, Bow Spirit, my top pick here. A good second last out against Maryland Bred Allowance Company for trainer Milan Milosevic. Second behind Tempt Me Twice, who came back and ran well in a turf sprint. Bow Spirit had a nice maiden win going long on the turf this past July. Sheldon Russell should get a nice ground-saving trip here on the 2, Bow Spirit. 8-1 morning line, probably going to go off a little lower than that.
Yeah, we've got some shippers here that were tough to gauge for me. I couldn't get a real feel for the horses coming in from out of town. The one thing I do know, as you talked about, Bowsprit ran real big. Nice steady improvement for Milan Milosevic, this horse behind Tempt Me Twice. Really, I like the way this horse rated for Lynch. Just really relaxed nicely down the backside. Found a seam to the 8th pole and kept on coming. Went clear on the gallop out. Extra 16th of a mile isn't going to hurt. I think this horse can lay a little bit closer if need be. I like the 2, Bowsprit in here.
All right, so we're both on the 2 here. In race 7. How about the 3? Kid Jeter I use in the exacta. Beaten favorite last out of this level. I thought he ran a decent race. He had to battle in between horses. He got to the front, looked like he was going to win. And then here comes Jump Ship at 20-1 on the outside with blinkers on for Lilith Boucher and Steve Hamilton. I thought Kid Jeter ran a winning race last out. Just had some tough luck. Jomar Torres back aboard for trainer Kelly Rubley today. He'll get a nice ground-saving, covered-up trip. That's how he likes to run. Just needs to get a little luck in the stretch.
Yeah, yep. And when you're 1 for 23, you got to figure out you got some bad luck involved, and he's got a touch of hang to him. It looks like the run's got to be timed perfectly. He just kind of looks like he runs to his competition. He should definitely be in the mix, though. He's kept the right company. Tennessee Wildcat has been proven in an A other than spot. So yeah, Kid Jeter a user. It's interesting how 2, 3, 4, 5. I would have never thought we'd come up with the same 4 in here. I like the way the 4 finished into that slower pace off of a wide trip. And Lynch, who rode Bowsprit last time, does, go to the shipper. Which is interesting.
Yeah, I might have punched mine in wrong. I'm actually 2, 3, 5, 4, close enough.
Okay, close enough. Yeah.
2, 3, 5, 4 for me. The 7 David Chant worries me a little bit here. If I'm in, I like 4 other horses better than that horse. So if I'm 4 deep in this race, I'm going to be worried if I don't have David Chant. Had a nice maiden win 2 starts ago. Came 8 wide last out. Got beat a length and 3/4 here at this level. He'll be coming once again with Carlos Quinones. But I think I have the best 4, hopefully, on top there in race 7 to kick off the late pick 5. Let's take a look here. Race 8, one of our features of the day to kick off the late pick 4. Nice 3 other than allowance feature, optional claiming 32,000, going a mile. Couple scratches to 1 Warrior of the Roses and the 6 Fury of the Norsemen. Still a talented group of upper-level allowance runners. And I go with the 5, 2 Cuban Brothers U for trainer John Rigateri, coming back to town with this 7-year-old who's 3 for 3 in the money here at Laurel Park. 8-time winner at this distance. Daniel Centeno will ride. Centeno was aboard for the win 2 starts ago, going a mile at Delaware. This horse, a win machine, looking for win number 19 from 48 starts today.
Yeah, maybe I should have flipped these 2 around. Maybe we've got the pace complexion certainly changes with the 1 Warrior of the Roses scratched out of this race. Also scratched the 6 Fury of the Norseman. Yeah, 2 Cuban Brothers. All he does is he loves to win. He's going to have a good trip sitting outside, I believe, of Hickory Hill. Should be forward coming off of the sprint's final prospect. He's tricky. He might run a big one at a square price in here for Gary Capp. I think the mile might be all right. This is not the time to try it. He might make a little quick middle move and try to hold on. But Sea Raven tossed the last, had no chance, lost everything at the start in that PA Derby Championship, won by Paige McKinney. He's faced better. He's run okay races at Laurel. He's 2 for 6, 2 wins out of 6 tries, 2 seconds. And he's been able to kind of run okay into good horses with not much pace. He ran a good race behind Golden Glint. Circling move, I think he can maybe sustain. He's kept the right kind of company. I'll take a shot. I'm going to stick with him. Sea Raven.
I think he's going to get a nice trip. I go 3 deep here on my pick 6 in race 8. I use a 2, 5, 7. I think it might be a little bit of a pace duel between the 2 Hickory Hill, who's stretching out in distance, so that horse is going to show speed on the inside with Prado. The 5, 2 Cuban Brothers U, that horse is going to show speed. So a small field here. Those 2 could get hooked up in early duel. Your leading rider, Javion Toledo, is on the 7, Sea Raven. He's going to be looking at everything in front of him.
It's one of those races you see at this distance, and they'll come away running. I don't think they're going to go crazy fast. But you've got 3 horses with kind of similar styles if you broke them down sprinting in the 2, 4, and 5. And it's like, when do they converge?
Right.
And if they do get hooked on that battle, maybe from mid-turn to upper stretch, that'll certainly enhance the chances of Sea Raven.
Sea Raven for Kelly Rubley there. All right, nice 3 other than allowance feature there to kick off the late pick 4 in race 8. Let's see, 3 more races
Yeah,
to
we
go.
got 11 today.
11 today here. Nice
All
maiden
right.
special weight in race 9, mile and a 16th on the bowl game. Rail at 17 feet, and I think today's the day for short list. The barn's going well. Ann Merriman had a nice winner on Maryland Million Day in short list, been knocking at the door at this level. Twice beaten favorite so far, but a good effort last when we saw him in July 21st. Very good second behind Tennessee Wildcat that day. He's been freshened since then. Some nice works over there at Pimlico, including a bullet half-mile work, 48 and 4, October 14th coming in to this race. You get Toledo aboard. I think today's the day for the 7 short list.
Yeah, he's kept the right company. Tennessee Wildcat, Just Howard's in the mix. He's been able to beat him, a little freshening. He's tough. He's going to be right there. And what could be a blanket finish in the 9th race. This is a tough race to handicap. Another spread race when you're really going to look at your multi-race gimmicks. 6, Biogenic, I don't think will be 15-1. I don't think for motion. We're going to try the turf for the first time. I think we had a stat on him with these older horses coming back off a time in the barn change. Last time was really strong. We like Biogenic. A little bit of trouble, was riding the best part of the racetrack, a little squirrely through the stretch, but kept on willingly. Beautiful mare, Biofuel, did her best running on the synthetic, if I'm not mistaken. Only tried to turf once, didn't really run that well. But I think there's a reason for this horse stretching out and going now on the grass. I like Biogenic. Dirt to turf sprint to route over the last couple years for motion, $3.42 ROI. I like that positivity there for the 6, Biogenic.
Yeah, I might have foolishly overlooked this one. A Barrington Jones, homebred here, 4-year-old son of Tappet. He'll run better than he did coming off that long layoff, and he ran pretty decent against Maiden Special Weight Company, going 7 furlongs. You get Forrest Boyce to ride. She's having a big weekend. See if the 6 Biogenic likes to turf. I like the 10, End of an Era. We'll get a decent 4, 5, 6-1 price on this 4-year-old son of Gio Ponte for trainer Elizabeth Voss. Looks like this horse is improving. Only lightly raced so far. Decent first out here at Laurel, and a better effort up there going long on the turf against Maiden Special Weight at Delaware. Decent third up there. Caramanos has been aboard for both starts. He stays aboard today. I think he'll get a nice stalking trip on the outside here with the 10, End of an Era.
Yep, End of an Era kind of racing back. He'll be into his top shape now. This third one should be his best race. Draws outside. I think there's going to be an okay flow in here. Bird's Nest Party ran well up towards the front. Dreamliner could probably show some speed, as will River Deep. First time Showenthal. I do expect a decent run for the 10. And the 9, Unforeseeable. I'm going to throw the shipper in. They bring Dorado Obeliscano, right? He stays on. That's what I'm heard. That was a pretty tough race. Winning fig was an 87. Second time Lasix with a little bit of a break. Should be good to go.
Yeah, it's a nice maiden special weight.
Good
The
race.
Hall of Famer Jonathan Shepard has a first-time starter in this race by Einstein. The 3, Bird's Nest Party. I use this horse in my top 3. Going to be speed on the inside with Fergal Lynch, and Risky Towns ran a decent race on the turf last December down there at Gulfstream. First start here in the new barn for Jason Egan. Nice 5-furlong bullet work here at Laurel Park for the 4, Risky Town. You get Julian Pimentel to ride. It's a nice maiden special weight to kick off the final pick 3 of the day. Another 2 other than allowance in race 10 to kick off the late double. We're going 9 furlongs on the Acceler rail at 70 feet here. 2 other than allowance race. I go with Chad Brown, the 6, Win Tartar, French-bred 3-year-old filly, coming off a little freshening. She last ran July 30th. That was a winning effort against First Level Allowance Company going long on the turf at Monmouth. Some nice works up there at Monmouth since then. Chad Brown, 26% with horses coming back off this kind of layoff. You get Fergal Lynch. I'm going with Chad Brown here and the 6, Win Tartar.
Deadly combination. You probably think the barn's thinking this is the best chance to get through the 2 other than condition. May not be able to do it up in New York. I'll go with the 1, Canny for Stidham, and Cintron ran pretty respectable in the Commonwealth Oaks despite trouble at the break, a wide trip. Still ran an 80 buyer behind those horses. 2 back try at Arlington, grade 3, another good effort. Not a ton of speed. This horse can either go or sit just off and make the 1 move open up on the field. I think she'll have enough left. She's gotten really good here late in her 3-year-old year. I think she's going to be tough. Canny.
She'll get a nice trip, I think, from the inside with Centron aboard. The 3-point system for Grand Motion. Edgar Prado will ride. His horse had a nice win here at Laurel Park last March to break his maiden, so break her maiden. So we like the same 4 horses here in this race. Nice 2 other than allowance feature going long on the turf. We're almost out of time, so we got to speed through here.
All
Race
right.
11 is a maiden 16 filly, 2-year-old fillies, 5.5 furlongs. And we both like the 9 on the outside here. Marvelous Martha from the Hugh McMahon barn. Good second in debut, going a half at Timonium against Maiden 40. And then the Maiden 40 here at Laurel going 6 furlongs, just too tough. Pearl Jim won that race and came back and ran in the Maryland Million Lassie. Hugh does the right thing to drop this filly down to Maiden 16 here. You get Toledo, you get an outside post here. I think the 9's going to get a good trip.
Agreed.
In the
She's not quite cutting it. She was down towards the worst part of the racetrack that day. Just couldn't quite go on. 5.5. This drop picks her head up. She's going to be on the end. She's going to be awfully tough from the outside. 9-3 Sassy Irene, trainer-jockey combination. That's the one that kind of got me over the top. It's a suspect field. Lasix goes on. I'll play the percentages and throw the 3 into the mix.
All right, catch the soft group here for the debut. Schoenthal, Steve Hamilton having a good meet. All right, that's it. We're out of time. 11 races. Big card today here at Laurel Park. We're expecting a big handle, nice carryover, and that pick 6. That starts race 6, almost 6,500. Dave Robin, he's coming up next with all of today's scratches and changes. Not many scratches. Beautiful day for racing.
Gorgeous day. And as you say, Monday racing, if you're not familiar with us, we're glad you're here. You're glad, taking part in this race card. And this pick 6, you're going to have to earn it, Stan.
Yep, it's tough.
No easy ball game this afternoon.
All right,
No.
good luck.